Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where on Wednesday mornings I get you ready for the trading day. I officially get started in 9 minutes. I log on early to get my brain and mouth matched up, do an audio visual check, take a few chart requests, and as always, say hello to my friends. So good morning, good morning. We're waking up to some red. Hey, Shake and Bake. Hey, Carl from Tuscany, Carlos. We have a Jenny from Tuscany. Y'all should meet, or I should go over there and meet y'all. How about that? Hey, Tess. Thank you, Shake and Bake. Hey, Magda. Hey, Mal. Hope you're doing well, driving on the right side of the road, and by right, I mean correct. Hey, Eli from Belgium. How are y'all? We are having a down move. We're slightly red on ES. 4-hour 12 EMA is overhead. Hourly 12 EMA, we're fighting to get over now. We need to get over 6801 at the moment. Yeah, those after-hour losses were looking pretty wicked before it got bought up. Pete Town. SoftBank lost billions of dollars of market cap overnight. In the Asia markets, they had one of the Asian markets go limit down. I think it was South Korea. What Asian market went limit down overnight? We still have the government shutdown that is also impacting the markets, and just generally consolidation. Yes, South Korean market triggered a circuit breaker after an intraday drop of more than 6% overnight. So South Korean market had a limit down. Those are always a little bit scary. Hey, Ina. I think it's Ina, like Ina Garden, right? Good morning, success. Fade till end of the year, tax loss selling maybe. That's something I've been thinking about, success. These names that are pretty beat up, what would be the reason to sell them right now? Just wait until December, collect the tax loss harvesting. And the same thing could be said for the winners. What would be the purpose of selling at all this year? The names that have just been going perpetually up. Yeah, this looks like pretty weak name. Cable companies are not in favor. Yeah, I would fade that till the end of the year. We should get some selling toward the end of the year to bring it down even further, and then possibly get a pop into January. These names that are heavily beat down. And PLTR would be an example of a name that's really up on the year, which it is, that I would think holders would want to hold until 2026 so they don't realize the gain this year. But we are down on earnings. This isn't a great example. I'm trying to think of another. That's been a pretty good chart, BRT. It had a red day yesterday. Man, I'm just drawing a blank on names that have been super strong. I should be able to think of this. I mean, Apple, we got a new all-time high last Friday. So the names that are getting did we get a new all-time high on Friday? Yes, it was Friday. Good morning, Mark. Hey, Brandon, what would I be paying attention to on Meta? I played a Meta bounce yesterday. We have this daily oversold conditions. Daily RSI is 24. We are looking for a monthly higher low. We begin looking for the monthly higher low and scouting it at daily oversold. It's pretty beat up. So We're well below the 4-hour 12 EMA. 4-hour RSI is beat up. Hourly RSI is no longer beat up. We're bouncing, so we're not gapping down. I would prefer to one more gap down here on Meta to buy it. The 15-minute 12 EMA is support. We're in a 5-minute uptrend. I would just keep it simple and just say as long as the 2-minute 12 EMA is holding, I would be looking long. So we'll see if we can get a pullback. What I'd like, let's just visualize the right side of the chart, which is what we do as technicians. Come on, where's the rectangle? Okay, there it is. Okay, let's pretend like we open, and this is the 2-minute chart. What I would like is a series of candles to the downside to then give me a stop loss close by and an entry point. So y'all bear with me on the drawing. No, it's not to scale. Yes, it's pretty kindergarten. So let's say this is the 2-minute candles. I would want to enter on the break of the high of the low bar and then put my stop right below the low. That would be what would be an ideal entry situation because I know where I'm wrong immediately. If we're going to continue bouncing up, 15 minutes not overbought yet, but I would be careful at 15-minute overbought. Bears will be looking to top fish again. A 4-hour lower high is more likely compared to yesterday's high. I like Meta long, and I will be watching for another entry today. We played it yesterday at open, and I exited on this push up because NASDAQ, let me show you. I entered over here, exited some, it pulled back, and then right here at 7:56 my time, right here, we had QQQ find a temporary top and start pulling back. So when it started pulling back, that's when I sold Meta. But I do like Meta again today for a potential sustained bounce. I'm looking for that sustained bounce, that true oversold bounce, reversion to the mean. And what I would like would be to target the 4-hour 12 EMA, which is around 642. If you're in long, I'd stay in long as long as the 5-minute or 2-minute 12 EMA is below price. Yeah, Pens is totally beat down, especially on earnings yesterday, down 18%. I wouldn't say it's a dog on the year. A dog on the year is something that's just been going straight down all year. This isn't a good example because it's a small cap, but NNOX, January of this year was $11 and now it's $3.29. So this would be an example of a name that I would look for potential selling into December and then look for a bounce in January. This would be a great tax loss harvesting candidate looking for that mean reversion bounce beginning of 2026, something that's been beat down all year. All right, it's 6:30. I'm going to get started. They're dodgy drivers. Good morning. Yes, I'll get back. I'll get to Iron. No problem, Brandon. Hey, Lisa. PSLV, Physical Silver Trust, 10 million. 26 million. SLV has more volume. PSLV was down just slightly more than silver. I would stay with SLV only because I know it better. I don't know any other finer points that I could point out saying trade this over that. Whenever there's a push, a tie for me, I let volume break the tie. and here, and the tracking of the underlying. So which one is more closely tracking silver? So here we have 2.5 times the volume of the other one. So I would go with SLV. All right, let's get started with the show. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that would be great. Check us out at chartguys.com. What I do here on Wednesday mornings, I get you ready for the trading day. I show you this handy dandy table. This is just a table I created. It has some arbitrary decision making, so it's not and subjective. It's not the Bible. It's just a table that I created to more objectively communicate to you what I'm looking at. And right now we're a little more bearish than bullish. Larger term trends are still in favor of the bulls. All right, let's take a look at the markets. ES. So ES, we're getting over 6,800. So let's look at ES on the daily. We're looking for a daily higher low on ES. We are not in a daily downtrend. We're looking for a daily higher low. 4-hour grazed oversold, hourly got oversold, and typically we start looking for daily higher low when hourly's oversold. So it's good and beat up. We're over the hourly 12 EMA. We're not over the 4-hour 12 EMA. This could be a bear flag. Let me measure it, make sure. Actually, the bounce is enough. The 4-hour bear flag's negated. But look at how far we are from the 4-hour 12 EMA. That will be the first point. So if you're a bear, let me divide the day up in half. So let's call this the morning, and I'm just, wherever you are, you get the context. This is the morning, and this is the afternoon, all right? What I would be looking for in the morning is a buy. I would be looking long, and then in the afternoon, I would be looking short. And what I would be looking for short in the afternoon, if we bounce to the 4-hour 12 EMA, top fish or RSI overbought on the 15-minute, 30-minute, looking for a top fish. So I am a little more bullish this morning, and then I would flip to looking bearish on a bounce if we get it. If we continue going down, then that scenario is thrown away. Okay, NASDAQ, we're looking for a NASDAQ daily higher low. We have not lost the daily trend. Now, with this size move on a bounce, bears will be looking for a daily lower high. That will be the more likely scenario. But first, bulls will be looking for the daily higher low, then the daily lower high. So more bullish than bearish here. So on the 4-hour on NASDAQ, let me measure this one. This one, no, it's not a bear flag either. So we still have a distance, pretty good distance between the 4-hour price and 4-hour 12 EMA. We're getting over the hourly resistance. RTY. RTY, this is pretty important. Let's look at IWM. For me, it's a little more clear on IWM. I hardly ever default to the ETF over futures. In this case, I like the clarity here. It's easier for me to show you. So here we got a higher high, higher low, lower high, and now we're looking for the higher low in the 2-day equilibrium on the Russell. This level, 240.77, where is that price label? Right there. 240.77, and yesterday we hit 241. For me, this is a key chart today. We want 241 to hold. IWM is opening up green. We have this 2-day equilibrium. 4-hour 12 EMA is overhead. We're getting over the hourly 12 EMA. On the 4-hour, is this a bear flag? No. So we've bounced enough to make room for 4-hour higher lows. We just measured it on 3 of our indices. We have the Dow. The Dow is looking for a daily higher low. We're still below the 4-hour 12 EMA, chopping sideways right now. SMH. On the daily, we filled this gap, 352.94. We have another gap down here at 345.91. Not all gaps have to be filled. Remember, there's lots of gaps below. We even have one here, here. You get the picture. We have lots of gaps below. Not all gaps have to be filled. We do have one at 345.91. On the daily, it's not as clear for me on SMH. So I go to the 2-day. The 2-day, we're clearly looking for a higher low on the 2-day. On the 4-hour, this could be a bear flag. On semis, this could be a 4-hour bear flag. Bears will be looking for a 4-hour lower high wherever the bounce stops. We will be looking for a 4-hour lower high. We are green, which is pretty impressive considering AMD, well, AMD is only down 2.5% now, but AMD is down on earnings. So semis are holding up pretty well. All right, the VIX. The VIX, our 4-hour lower high is set. We have an equilibrium. Now, can we get a 4-hour higher low and tighten up? Market bulls want this to melt down. So overnight felt scary, but we did not get over yesterday's high, 2048. And we have this high over here from October 22nd, 2101. We did not get over that high. So we have a 4-hour equilibrium. Hourly, now we've pulled back enough on a bounce. We may get an hourly lower high. This is good for market bulls. Market bulls want VIX to melt down. Hang Seng was red overnight. DAX was red. US 10-year is staying pretty healthy. That's not necessarily good for the market. If you can get better interest rates over on the US 10-year than you can banking on returns in the market. Bitcoin is getting its oversold bounce. Let's look at Bitcoin. What is this? We've got a daily tweezer bottom attempt. Let me kind of zoom in so you can see. Do you see these little syringes down looking for liquidity? Bulls defended the same area, 98,950, 98,892. This 98,900 level is offering potential daily double bottom, tweezer bottom. Now, we have a lot of time before this candle closes. So it's not a done deal on this tweezer bottom, but it is a glimmer of hope for bulls. On the 4-hour, we just got a minor trend change, but we're still below the 4-hour 12 EMA. So let's look at Bitcoin on the monthly. We're at the monthly 12 EMA. We broke 100,000, shook out some of the weak hands that were holding at 100,000, and now we're getting a bounce. This bounce is good for the market. We want to look to Bitcoin for potential clues in the market. Ethereum's pretty beat up. We're inside yesterday's range. We lost weekly support, but we are looking for a monthly higher low. We're at the monthly 12 EMA. It's not game over for long-term Ethereum and Bitcoin bulls on that monthly chart. It's not game over. Dollar strength continues. 4-hour 12 EMA rider. We have gold bouncing despite dollar strength, but we have not gotten a 4-hour sustained trend change yet. Bulls are looking for the weekly higher low on gold, but dollar likely needs to sit down for that to happen. Oil, weekly inside bar, daily EQ. Higher high, higher low, lower high. Now we're tightening up here on the daily. 4-hour choppy sideways, hourly choppy. Supposed to have inventory today. I don't know if that's canceled due to the shutdown. It's hard to keep up with what's canceled and what's not. And I don't know if I asked y'all yet, but if you could hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Nat gas, 4-hour. We're bouncing from the 12 EMA, but this is a pretty big pullback. A 4-hour lower high is possible. I'll go over silver for Lisa. Bulls would love for this to be an inverse head and shoulders. We're looking for a daily higher low. We're looking for a weekly higher low. 4-hour needs to get a trend change that is sustained. We're getting close. All right, Apple. TCG Tuscan Cycling Challenge. I would totally be a victim. I am not that coordinated on a bike. My technical skills do not translate to cycling. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, Apple is looking for a daily higher low. We got a new all-time high on Friday. 4-hour is chopping sideways. This is holding up way better than other names. Look, we were green yesterday on Apple. I don't know exactly what I would want to do with Apple here. I just know I wouldn't want to be overly short when it's showing strength. So 271.49 is key resistance from yesterday's high. Amazon is another tough chart in my opinion. We're no longer gapping down. However, we are holding this 4-hour 12 EMA. Bulls are flexing their muscle at the 4-hour 12 EMA. We had this 2-week cup and handle break bull, and I think pullbacks are for buying. We didn't get to hourly oversold. I mentioned yesterday that's where I would like to buy it. Let me set an alert for that. I like Amazon long. I just don't know if it has more digestion of these stops and starts. These fits, we pop up on earnings, we pull back. We pop up on good news, we pull back. Overall, Amazon, let me make a clearer statement because I think I'm as clear as mud right now. I will only trade Amazon long. I'd like to go long from lower, but I would only play Amazon long. That's a strong chart. NVDA is bouncing. What's wrong with this 2-day chart? Let me tell you, nothing. Not one thing is wrong with this 2-day chart on NVIDIA. This is a potential 2-day bull flag as long as we hold 198.66. What's wrong with this chart? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. On the daily, it gets a little cockeyed. We are holding the daily 12 EMA. We're holding it. 4-hour, we're bouncing. Bears will be looking for a 4-hour lower high. Can we get a 4-hour EQ and then break bull from it and set that 2-day higher low? NVDA is over the hourly 12 EMA. It is absolutely fine. What's wrong with Tesla on the daily chart? Nothing. Nothing, honey. Looking for a daily higher low compared to 439.61. We have this weekly cup and handle that is very constructive. Earnings are out of the way. We do have a lot of earnings this week, but Tesla's earnings are out of the way. The 4-hour may give you a little bit of indigestion. Bears will be looking for a 4-hour lower high. We've bounced enough for a 4-hour higher low. Then do we EQ out or can we get a trend change on Tesla? Tesla's still healthy. There's nothing wrong with this chart. Look at this daily squeeze. Nothing wrong. There's one thing wrong. There's a binary event happening tomorrow, I believe. Please confirm. A Musk pay package will be voted on tomorrow. That's one small fly in the ointment on this beautiful chart. All right. DFEN, DFEN. I like this one long. We're looking for a weekly higher low, and we're looking for a daily higher low. We're approaching daily support here, 67.30. and 4 hour is at oversold. We're looking for a daily higher low with 4 hour approaching oversold. That's pretty beat up. We had names like Katos had earnings and they got beat up. So DFIN is taking it on the D-Chin. Ah, man, I messed that up. That was so cool. DFIN is taking it on D-Chin, but this is a strong chart. Otherwise, let's see if it can hold 67.33 for a bounce. DIA, we're looking for a daily higher low. We have an hourly EQ. And this looks good because XLF, this dang magnet. XLF looks stronger than most, and so does XLV. That makes DIA a little more appetizing. JPM has an hourly EQ, 4 hour inside bars breaking bull. We have a squeeze. We're looking for a daily higher low. JPM has a daily squeeze. This looks good long. I tried to find short names, y'all, and I just could not find names to short. I don't want to short in the hole, and that's shorting in the hole if we short here. Meta, I like for a potential pullback buy. Now that we're bouncing, looking for this daily oversold bounce, targeting the 4 hour 12 EMA. Roblox, dang it, you're already bouncing too. Roblox is not as healthy as Meta. Meta is looking for a monthly higher low. Roblox is looking for, I would still say, a monthly higher low. It's not as clean. And we're oversold on the daily stair step. The risk to reward is not as great if we're targeting the 4 hour 12 EMA at 108. So I'm going to just kind of move that one on down. Wreck-It Ralph looked good too. I like this one for a potential short. We have a 4 hour EQ hovering below the 4 hour RSI. You could look for top fish against yesterday's high on Wreck-It Ralph RKT. Someone asked me, IREN. IREN had great news on Monday. We pulled back and now we just have a tightening range. You have a 4 hour, it's not a clean equilibrium, but I would still consider it a 4 hour equilibrium. You have your higher low. We're tightening up here. We're holding the hourly 12 EMA. I would say I like IREN long as we're holding 68.41, then your next support is 67.20. We may need one more pullback before it can get going, but this is a nice 4 hour tightening range. PFE, please, lady, please. PFE, big upper wick of profit taking. It had earnings yesterday morning. We rejected at the daily 250 MA. Dividend Friday. It's weak. You're looking for an hourly and a 4 hour lower high. Tomorrow earnings for IREN. Let me look one liner. See, I didn't miss you. It so says TradingView. Yes. IREN got some really good news. Let's see if it translates in earnings. Or is this price to perfection? All right, it's 6:50. I got to wrap up. I'm going to go get the live stream started for our members. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori and use stop losses.